Pero cómo me duele.
Can we talk about Selena?
No me queda más.
Okay. Now, I just want to start off by saying that I appreciate everybody for tuning in all the way up to episode 7. I don't do this shit for likes and views and all of that stuff. I really do this because this is something that I've always wanted to do, and I feel like people have been telling me for a moment to tap into my craft and go big with it. So this is what I decided to do. And just because y'all see this for season 1, I need you to know that when you come here for season 2, everything will be changed. So make sure y'all be here for season 2. Now, moving right along. First, I want to say happy belated birthday to Selena. Her birthday was just a few days ago. I know if she was here, she probably would have cut the fuck up, okay? But let's get right into the people, okay? Chris Perez.
It was the hardest thing up until that point that I had ever had to go through. I missed her face, her laughter. She was just an amazing soul, an amazing spirit. I heard fans that are like, how could we let that happen? Come on now, like you think that I would let anything happen to her? Like seriously? Like none of us thought that that was even a possibility. On the road, we had security. So I never really feared for her safety. You know, especially the way it happened to her. The fact that one of her friends did that, it's just unbelievable.
Okay, was Selena's husband. And he did a lot for her that a lot of people refuse to acknowledge. Meaning her family, okay? Her sister doesn't really have a problem with Chris, but her dad hates his fucking guts, okay? Chris married Selena in 1994, and he was married to her up until the time Selena passed away in 1995. This was the love of her life. I don't, even though Chris has moved on, he's gotten married to somebody else, feel as though, just like I said in my Whitney Houston episode, that Selena is somebody in his life that will always hold a place. And Selena passed over 20 years ago now. So for that long, he's held a place in her life, you know. And some people's bonds you just can't break. Like, some shit is just unbreakable, you know, no matter what happens. And as most people saw in the Selena documentary, Chris was telling her father that, you know, you can't tell us what to do and all of that. He got mad at Chris because Selena had eloped with Chris, and he hadn't really got the chance to meet or get to know Chris before Selena had taken up on herself to marry him. But that never really changed his love for Selena at all. Now, let's also address the fact that Chris was a part of Selena's band. He was one of her lead guitarists. And that's how she fell in love with him. They were always close. Well before Selena even got into a relationship with him, they were close. He was one of her musicians, and they clung. Once they got a hold to each other, they clung. And it's a lot of shady shit that you're about to see me get into that you're going to be like, damn. Now, Chris is going to sit in VIP this week. Only because he's Selena's husband. And if nobody's going to show him respect or give him a moment, I'm definitely going to show him respect and give him a moment. So this week, he's going to sit in VIP. And we're going to move right along to Yolanda Seldivar.
She was like a cuddling bear, teddy bear, that she would allow you to love her. I told her that I loved her like a daughter. And she goes, you know, I give you that right. She would call me Mom on the phone.
She called you Mom?
Yeah, she says, hi, Mom, how you doing?
Now, I've been waiting to do this episode to read this bitch, okay? Selena was 23 when she got killed, right? Yolanda was maybe in her 50s, late 40s, early 50s, somewhere around that area when she met Selena, okay? So how in the world could a 23-year-old be friends with a almost 50-year-old? The world may never fucking know, okay? On top of that, Yolanda was the person who killed Selena. Most already know. But let me tell you what you don't know. Okay? It's a lot that this lady did scandalously to Selena. I mean, stealing money, like getting jealous, the level of jealousy, envy, and pure hatred that this lady had in her heart for Selena when she killed Selena was baffling to me. You were embezzling money from this lady's fan club, and when she decided to check you on embezzling money from her fan club, you get mad and shoot her? Okay. Like, it just doesn't, it doesn't. Not for me. It doesn't. And this is why I say it's a lot of shit that just doesn't add up about what she did and what the family's saying, okay? Now, a lot of the fans believe that the dad, which is Abraham, which is the person that you see listed on the end, had played some part or something in Selena's death. Now, I'm not accusing the man of anything because I wasn't there. I don't know. But the fans have speculated that the man released a song after Selena died for money. Chris used Selena's picture for a book that was recently released, and is working on a series about Selena. The father sued Chris for that. It's a lot. So I don't know if he played a part, but that's what the fans are saying. And y'all know I'm the voice of the fans. So I'm definitely gonna bring it here. The lady was ruthless. The lady was fucking insane. And there is no fucking way that this woman should have been as close as Selena as she was. Why couldn't her dad be her fan club president? Why couldn't her sister Suzette be her fan club president? Why couldn't her brother be her fan club president? What about her parents being her fan club president? Where did this old bitch come from? I'm confused. Okay? Now, moving right along, this bitch failed. And let me tell you why she failed. She failed on multiple reasons. You thought that you were stealing money from Selena. Failed. You thought that you thought by sitting in your car for almost 5 hours, the night Selena got killed, having a standoff with the police, that they weren't still going to put your ass in handcuffs, but you went to jail. You thought that by killing her that you were going to stop her legacy and that you were going to get what you always wanted, but that didn't work. Because here we are, almost 25 years later, and we're still talking about Selena. So I'm confused as to what exactly did this woman think that she was doing? And why the fuck was she so close to Selena at 23 years old when you're almost 50? Okay? Moving right along to the dad, Abraham.
Selena and Chris starting to date, their relationship is a big part of the movie. Talk to me about how you found out about it.
This, you and him, it's over. Abraham, you can't tell us what to do. I can tell you anything I want to tell you. You don't think I know who you are?
You have to understand my point of view, how I see things. I didn't know Chris that well. What if he was a macho type, a machista? Because there has been incidents like this. They get married and say, well, you're not going to sing no more. And all the work, all the sacrifice that we've done will go down the tube.
Okay, Abraham has played a wiggly role in all of this. Okay, I was going to give him VIP in the beginning. Let me make that very clear. I was going to give him VIP in the beginning until I started doing my research. Okay, there is no way. I don't give a damn what type of issue you had with your daughter's husband. As her husband, he was entitled to a lot of things that belonged to Selena. According to Abraham, Chris signed a document in 1995 stating that he would never use Selena's pictures, videos, any type of stuff like that for marketing purposes or whatever the case. But in turn, he waited. Mind you, Chris has done multiple interviews about Selena, multiple interviews with them regarding Selena. So it was odd to me that you wait until Chris puts out this book to want to sue him for the picture that he used of Selena for the cover. So if your issue with him is that big and you feel that he's not entitled to the rights of your daughter, then at what point do you think that it was okay for you to even like, my thing is, why smile in this man's face if you know for a fact that you don't even like him? You literally only kept face for Selena. Now that she's gone, this man is running a fucking muck. Everybody, every fucking thing is a scandal or some shit to him. Ooh. Is a scandal or some shit to him. And I don't know, okay? I don't know. But what I do know is this. Something about this man ain't right, okay? And I ain't put my finger on it yet. But something about this man Ain't right. And I'm going to figure it the fuck out. But needless to say, a lot of the fans have thoughts about him, Suzette, and the brother Abraham. Okay, now, Selena's brother Abraham was affiliated with the Mexican cartel. I found that out too, and I found that real interesting because, as you saw earlier, when I showed y'all the facts, the other stuff about Yolanda, he was a part of the Mexican cartel, but as you read, the Mexican cartel was affected by Selena's death. Okay, see, put it together now, huh? Okay, so it's a lot. When I tell you it's so many moving parts in this, like it will literally take me maybe about 2 weeks to really do the hardcore research that I need to do to get to the bottom of this family. Okay, but honestly, in my opinion, I would go ahead and say that the dad failed too, because your daughter's happiness should have been key. He had an issue with Selena wearing provocative wear when her mother created it. Her mother saw what the trend was, and her mother sold the garments. He had an issue with that. When Selena went off and eloped with Chris, he had an issue with that. When Chris told him that he couldn't control him and Selena, he had an issue with that. Like, so it just was, you know, and let me say this. Before I even, like, end this video, let me say this. Everybody has an opinion, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. This is why I have my show, that I can talk about the shit that I want to talk about on my show. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. You want to give your opinion? Create you a show, and I'll support you. But, you know, people need to realize that you, in the same token, you also need to respect families. You know, just because you have an opinion, that doesn't mean you go attacking the family. Just like Chris stated earlier, a lot of people was telling them, oh, well, why would y'all let this happen to her and stuff like that? They didn't let anything happen to her because they weren't aware when it took place, okay? At least according to them. So that's one that you have to, like, really, you have to respect the family. I know it might have hurt you to your heart and all of that stuff, but at least give some respect to her family, okay? Next is this. I don't get how these parents, I don't know what it was about that era or what was it, but a lot of these parents were disconnected from their children, okay, and their lives and what they had going on. Case in point, Aaliyah. Case in point, Tupac. Active parents, but disconnected from their children in a way of letting them lead their own life and do their own thing to the point where you don't even know what's going on. Like, so I don't really know what it is, but I'm glad that that trend is really not, like, now I see more artists being more active with their parents, and that's a good thing. But now, I don't know what that trend was back then, but a lot of these parents just weren't agreeing. They just weren't really supportive. Like, this is not the 90s. This is not the 80s, the 70s. This is not that time. So I'm glad things have expanded amongst artists and their parents, because Lord knows it was well needed. But needless to say, I have presented my case. You tell me what you think, okay? Next week, I have a very interesting episode. Nicki Minaj versus the people. I'll see you here 7:30 on Saturday for Armani's Got the episode 8. Nicki Minaj versus the people. Thank you for watching.
Selena se están reuniendo esta noche y habrá una vigilia por todo el club de admiradores. Está acusada de su muerte.
Late at night when all the world is sleeping, I stay up and think of you. And I wish on a star 'cause I'm dreaming of you tonight till tomorrow.